And welcome to Stream of Conscious Podcast. My name is Joel CX Tech Cox. This is Joe, the Home Depot Stout.
Nice. I was just in Home Depot the other day. I was in Home Depot and Lowe's.
I was at Home Depot on Friday. I bought 6 2x4s.
Would you? Oh, for your shelf in your other room.
So, as I mentioned a few podcasts ago, my air conditioner blew up, and I had to stuff out my storage room. So, everything out of the storage room, I decided I need to redo my shelving. Like, one friend told me I need to buy some, but they were like, "That's going to cost me $200 to buy the shelving." I've got these.
You could have got well, no, because you put some pretty heavy duty stuff on there.
Yeah, this is heavy duty shelving. So I figured out I needed 6 pieces of 2x4. Well, they came in 8-foot pieces. The shelving I had before was 2 foot by 3 foot, but I chopped it in half so I could fit in my old place because I lived in the attic. Well, I found out if I get 2 2x4s that are 8 foot and cut them into 3 foot sections, I can use that to make the frames for the top and the bottom.
Why do you always bring math on the show? You're always doing math and equations and such on here. And you know that I can't numbers.
Long story short, I bought 6 pieces of wood that hadn't cut the size, and I have a container.
You build a shelf.
So now I gotta buy a couple more pieces to make another section of it to make it a little bit bigger so I can put more stuff in there.
You're a carpenter, just like Jesus.
I am a multi-talented person because
I don't want to boast too much, but Jesus was also multi-talented. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm not going to compete with Jesus.
Magic tricks and
even though we have the same initials, I'm not going to try and compete with Jesus.
Fishing, I think he was a good fisherman.
Because I was thinking about DIY. I think about it a lot. Because I'm always building stuff, fixing things, mending things, repairing things. Like, I got a 3D printer a couple weeks ago. And it was great, because one of my former coworkers from the school district, bought herself a 3D printer. And he wanted to be an engineer at the time. So we went to put it together, had an issue with it. She was a little skeptical of the 3D printer. She thought it was unsafe. She wanted to get rid of it.
She thought the 3D printer was unsafe?
Yeah, she was worried it was going to catch fire.
Okay.
So she was going to sell it. So I said,
why did she think it was going to catch fire?
She's a little paranoid about electricity.
Is she worried about having a toaster?
No, but like, if it's not done by a professional, she's kind of leery of it.
I think the most unsafe thing that could happen with a 3D printer is if you 3D printed a knife.
Maybe.
Okay. A shank.
Anyway,
prison shank.
I bought the printer off of her. Found out that a couple pieces are bad. It's not bad enough to not use it, but I'm getting them replaced anyway. So I'm working on it, making it. There's all these upgrades you can do to make it better. So basically, get this thing to get started, and then you just upgrade the crap out of it until you have a much better 3D printer, which is what I'm doing.
Neat.
But also,
have you 3D printed anything yet?
I printed a support for the sensor I would add to it. I printed a feed.
You're using it to fix itself?
Uh-huh.
That's how the Terminator started. This is how the robots take over the planet. If you keep doing that, Joel, the Decepticons win.
I disagree. So I also acquired
Mark Wahlberg's gonna make a movie about you one day. That's all I'm saying.
I even acquired a CNC machine from a buddy of mine because he had one that was getting thrown away. I bought the parts for that to fix that, and I told my buddy about this. He goes, "What are you doing? Building a factory?" I'm like, "Well, what if I was? What if I want to make stuff? What if I want to become an artist? What if I want to like build things?" Like, I went to Art Up All Night about a couple months ago, and I was appalled by some of the stuff that was entered as, air quotes, art. Some dude took a box, he took a motor, he threw a motor into the box, he bought some bike chain and gear, and put it together as like not for sale, just art for show. I'm like, dude, you basically MacGyvered something together and threw it up there saying you didn't want to sell it.
So when robots take over the planet, I hope they get Ryan Reynolds to play me in the movie version of this one. But you know that they're not. You know I'm probably gonna be like Matthew Perry or something. But you're gonna end up being like Lawrence Fishburne or something. I don't think that we should continue down that road.
You know why they're not gonna take over the planet under my watch?
Under your watch? Control Alt Delete? Is that why?
No, because I don't believe in deep intelligence. I believe.
Me neither, but humans right now are running the food chain.
I believe.
And have you met humans?
What I'm saying is, if you're going to build artificial intelligence, make it kind of dumb. Make it so that it only does simple things. Don't try and be lazy and say, I want artificial intelligence to do everything. Because when it does everything, then it tries to kill you.
I mean, okay, well, you can't because of Aslov's law. Aslov's?
I think it's Asimov?
Asimov's? Something to that effect.
Anyway, my point is, you gotta be smart with how smart you make things.
Is that like a super rare reference? Are we the only ones that know that one? I don't even know that one, obviously, because I misquoted it.
You watched that robot, so.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, Will Smith? And,
Oh, iRobot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They talked about Asimov's laws. But we're not talking about, especially the sake of the word, we're talking about my interest in the field of art.
Okay, so, alright, back to art.
I'm not letting you hijack this one.
Oh, you think not?
Oh, I won't let it. I gotta stick
No,
over here.
well, I'm big on art. I like art.
I don't like potential.
I like Art Garfunkel. I
What's
like
it called?
Art Linkletter.
Pretentious? I don't like pretentious art. I like art that's actually art. I don't like art that's art because it meets qualifications that don't really mean anything.
Right. It should be. I mean, it's not just. Okay. And there's, to some degree, art can be something simple. Like painting a wall red is not art.
Nope.
That's painting a wall red. Art is. It's such a difficult thing to balance in to say when. Where's the line? Like, how do we decide what the dividing factor is between art and just crap that was slapped together but named art? Like, you can't. It's art is done with intention, but who's to say that someone's not just putting something, like throwing a couple pieces of miscellaneous junk in a box? That is not art. That's cleaning up your room. That's not the same thing. But it's a difficult thing to say where one person's art lies in another person's junk starts.
Yeah.
You can't really
There was
definitively
2
divide
years
that.
ago, there was a pile of shredded paper. They wanted $10 million for this pile of shredded paper.
I remember there was downtown Pittsburgh. There was I can't remember which street it was, but literally like a pile of stone that the city paid so much crazy amounts of money for, and it was art. But it was literally just stacks of stone straight up. Like that's all it was. But that was art.
I remember back in the late 80s, there was this brand of jeans for like $500. The dude literally bought a pair of Levi's, went outside with a buckshot shotgun, shot the jeans and put holes in them, and sold them. So I had the running joke that I was going to make a clothing line called Gunny.
You were just gonna take clothes and shoot at them?
No, I was going to take gunny sacks and make clothing out of them.
Yeah, that's I don't get the whole. And you can't judge what one person is
Yeah.
another. But it's such a difficult thing. It's almost like art can be a scam at a certain point.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like there's one dude, I was listening to one podcast. Him and his wife went to this art exhibit. Dude took a canvas, painted it white, in the lower right hand corner he put his fucking initials.
and that's art.
No.
That's what he did.
No.
No, if you look at some art, you can look at, in my opinion, in my definition of what art is. If you look at it, you can tell what art is. You look at it, and it's a thing. It's one thing that was taken to create a new creature.
Mm-hmm.
Painting a wall is not art, but painting a picture is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some people that I think create these things. Like there are people like you build all kinds of like these crazy different things. Like you building a shelf in your closet is not necessarily art. It's functional.
Mm-hmm.
But who's to say the first person who built a shelf wasn't building it as functional art?
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the difference between building a shelf and creating a sculpture?
Okay, so answer this question. My buddy, Dwayne, shout out to Dwayne, found at work an old school 1930s, 1940s radio. It's a wooden cabinet that has all the radio parts in it.
Okay, yeah.
He's acquiring it for me. I'm going to take the guts out. I'm going to put a Raspberry Pi computer into it and some speakers. I'm going to make it my nightstand table.
That's cool.
It's going to play music and look like an old school radio. Is that art?
In my opinion, it's a matter of intention. Yes, I would say if somebody's put that out and said this is art, no, I don't know because you're repurposing. Is repurposing really art? If you take a rock and use it as a paperweight, that doesn't make it art.
So funny you say the rock at the paperweight. There is a department store that is selling a literal rock for $100-some, and it comes with a leather strap.
A rock with a leather strap.
Mm-hmm.
To kill giants with?
Nope.
Samson and Goliath style?
Nope.
No, just a rock with a strap of leather. And it's how much?
Let's see if I can find it.
Any amount.
I'm sorry, $85. Nordstrom's sells an $85 leather wrapped rock.
Listen, that's because it's Nordstrom's, and they sell.
Has sold out online.
Nordstrom's will charge you $50 for a square of toilet paper to wipe your butt with in their bathroom.
Look at this.
That is just a pouch with a rock inside of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sold out.
Mm-hmm.
That means there's morons out there spending that much money.
Why can I not cash in on these people?
Yeah, where are these idiots whenever I'm trying to sell something on eBay? We need more morons in the world, is basically what
No, we need access to morons with money.
Yes. Well, we're not too far from Fox Chapel.
That's true.
If any of our listeners are from Fox Chapel,
I doubt that.
that's none of our listeners are from Fox Chapel.
Rich people don't listen to our kind of podcast.
Rich people don't listen to podcasts. Do rich people listen to podcasts? Who listens to podcasts? What is that demographic? Because I couldn't tell you.
Our demographic?
But what about pornographic?
No, you asked us who our demographic was?
Yes, who's our demographic? But then I didn't understand any of the words that came out of your mouth.
Our demographic is not rich people, I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, I doubt that.
Our
I'm not listening to
demographic,
fart jokes.
I would say 25 to 40-ish, maybe 45 males, few females. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, our friend Annie listens to the podcast.
Oh, yes. She
has-
listens faithfully? Is she a weekly listener?
Well, she started listening. I don't know if she's still listening, but she did like
Does
it.
she think she might have given up already?
No, she likes it. She's like, I feel like I'm back in college. Let's hang out with you guys.
I miss Annie.
Yeah, I miss Annie too.
Annie was awesome.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I every so often I try to touch base with her. We haven't really kept in great touch, but we every now
I
and
talk to her
then.
almost every day at work.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. We talk on Google Hangouts.
I talk to her occasionally. Every now and then we just kind of catch up on old times. We were talking for a while and then she just kind of disappeared on me.
She does that.
Yeah. Annie's a jerk.
No, she's not. She's awesome.
No, she's not. She listens to our show.
Yeah. Anybody listening to our show is not a jerk.
That's not necessarily true.
Well,
I'm certain that at least, I mean, statistically, some of the people listening to our show are jerks. Just because we don't want to express that and call them out on it doesn't mean it's not so.
that's true.
So there's plenty of a-hole people out there, and at least one or two of the people who listen to our show are probably one of them.
So I decided.
Andy just doesn't happen to be.
So I decided with Art All Night, I'm going to enter something in Art All Night next year. So my original idea, I'm going to get and build a robot, and I'm going to have it draw stuff. I'm going to get some kind of random data off the internet, like maybe some weather data, or maybe anytime a certain word is mentioned on a website, to do certain like instructions, and
Okay.
have it draw some kind of fractal.
What's a fractal?
A fractal is like a mathematical like pattern.
Okay.
Did you?
So you use like an algorithm to create a... Okay.
It's kind of like it repeats itself. So have you ever seen the Jurassic Park book?
I've never read it, but I'm aware that there was a book.
Well, in the
about
Jurassic Park book, there's a pattern.
I think it was based off the movie.
Sure. There's a pattern of squares that as I through random chapters, and as you zoom out, you see this bigger pattern. I kind of want to do something like that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You have to show me this sometime.
Okay. So, because I'm getting curious to this art thing, because I want to make something.
I wish, like, I would definitely. I all the time I'm trying to think of new, different things that I do. Like whether I was making my records, still wish I would do some of that. Now we have CNC machines, so we might be getting back into that hopefully.
Yeah.
But I'm always kind of like, I just built I took a flip flop and attached a koozie to it, and so that you can, and I had made like straps and stuff so it'll attach around your belt loop and around your leg, so that you can put your drinks inside of the drink koozie. It's like a drink holster, and
So
that's just a bunch of zigzaggy squares.
Yes, but then it gets bigger and bigger.
Oh, okay. And then it like builds something new, or is this like one of those Monet things where it's like a bunch of dots, and then as you back up, it's something like, what's that supposed to be?
It's just a pattern of stuff.
Based off of just random math?
Well, it's a sequence, and it keeps drawing itself over and over again, getting bigger and bigger. So I want to do something like that with different colors. So every time it sees a different like word or like a different temperature, it will like draw something different or change colors or something.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's built off of like some sort of
Yeah.
random, so it has set algorithms that then would draw dependent on changeable environment such.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how, like, if you play card games on your phone, at least I believe this is how they work. The deck, like if you play solitaire on your phone, for it to decide the order of the deck of cards, each card has like something in its sequence, like they're all given a number, and dependent on the precise second, like the millisecond, the date, the whatever, it uses something to that effect.
Yeah, that's
to
how,
then decide the order of the cards so that it continually stays random, so it'll never be the same.
So whenever in programming, whenever you need a random number, you have to use some kind of randomizer, and people usually use the current time as a random point.
Okay.
Because
it always changes.
Yeah.
It's never going to be now again.
And depending on how long it takes the program to run, it might take a second, it might take 2 seconds, whatever it is, that's going to be different. So that's how you keep your random numbers. Well, sometimes you use the same number over and over again to get the same results. So it's random, but it's not, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, with random number generators, they tend to do that. Another thing that when security back in the day, they claimed if you want a truly random number, because computers can't generate a random number,
right,
it can always be somewhat faked. So what they do, they take a lob lamp, they take a laser, and they shoot a laser through the lob lamp, and they record the angle that the laser bounces off the lob lamp. Because the lava lamp is always changing.
Right, it's moving the lava inside.
So that's how they get one way they get random numbers.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. But then you have to have a lava lamp and a laser.
Yeah.
So short of that, you can't do it on your computer.
No, you have to basically find some other way.
You should have Annie pick the order, because she's super random.
That's true. That's what sometimes when I used to talk to people online, I'd ask them for advice. I'm like, odd or even? And I'm thinking, if it's odd, I'll go to Burger King. If it's even, I'll go to Wendy's.
It's like flipping a coin.
Yeah.
We could flip Annie.
I don't think she'd like that.
You know what? You don't know until you try. You could ask her. I'll ask her next time I see her.
Okay.
Put it on my... I don't know how she'd respond to me asking her that, though.
But yeah, between the CNC machine and the 3D printer, I found a thing called cold casting.
Oh, you were telling me about this.
Yeah, so this guy did was he took a robot head that he printed with a 3D printer. He found, I don't know if he made the model, he found the model. He printed out the model. He then took a plastic cup. He cut the bottom off of it, and he glued it to a piece of cardboard.
Okay.
And then he hot glued the rim to the cardboard.
Okay.
He then put the head inside the cup. He had a silicone like compound that he mixed up.
I've seen this. I've looked into that before.
He pours that into the cup. He then makes a
reverse mold
of that head. He then takes that mold out of the cup, takes the 3D print out of the mold. He then puts it upside down. He gets some resin, and these metal filings. He does a 50-50 mix of resin and filings. He mixes it up. He then puts in the, what's it called?
The reverse mold.
No, the stuff you put in the resin to make it hard, the hardener.
Oh, okay.
He puts the hardener in the resin, mixes it up, and he pours it into the mold. And when it's done, it comes out and it looks like metal.
It looks like his original printing, but it's in metal form instead.
I want to kind of do stuff like that and make little robots, figurines and stuff.
That would be fun.
Because I always wanted to make like figures and stuff.
How are we not? We should start our own craft company. We would be good at that.
Yes.
Because I have all these crazy ideas, and you have all the know-how to do it. So between the two of us,
Let's do it.
right? We're like Jack Sprat and his wife.
Hey, who?
Jack Sprat. Jack Sprat could eat no fat, his wife could eat no lean. In betwixt the two of them, they lick the platter clean. You're welcome. Now you know something you didn't know.
I didn't know.
That's the grumpiest face ever.
I have no clue what just happened.
You've never heard of Jack Sprat?
No.
My mom probably made that up. She did a lot of drugs. That's a nursery rhyme.
Interesting.
Yeah, now you know.
I do know some Andrew Dice Clay nursery rhymes.
No, I don't think this is the appropriate venue
No,
for,
it's not.
for the oeuvre of Andrew Dice Clay. No. That was very vis-a-vis, though. I liked how he did that. That was...
Well, the one thing I liked is going to the anime, not the anime, the cons, like Steel City Con before it sucked.
We have such hostility towards that place.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. My buddy,
It's all we have, though, Joel.
my buddy wanted to go meet. Oh, funny story. You remember we went to go meet, we were going to go meet Lando? at
Yes,
the Con?
I was just telling somebody this story about how we went to go because he didn't know who Billy D. Williams was.
Mhm.
One of the guys I work with. We got into. I think I made a Judas reference, and then I called him Lando, or I called him Billy D. Williams, and he didn't know who that was. And so from the whole Judas, we worked our way up to Judo or Judas to Lando to Billy D. Williams to us meeting him. We're not meeting. We didn't really meet. We were in the same room as him at the same time. You
Yeah.
met him though.
No, I didn't meet him because I heard he was a jerk.
I can't imagine that to be true. Billy D. Williams just seems so lovable though. He was the original in the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. He was
Two-Face.
He was Two-Face. He was Harvey Dent. He never got to be Two-Face at that point. Because then it got recast, I think, later on. It did get recast later
Somebody
on.
told me
Tommy
a
Lee
story
Jones.
how he's like, I'm done with Steel City Con. I'm like, what happened? He goes, so, I want to meet Lando. So Friday, I took the day off work. Girlfriend and I went down, and we waited all day. We hung out at the con. We went to the mall. We did all the stuff. We found out Lando would not be here today. He's coming tomorrow. So I posted on the Facebook group for the event about how, hey, since Lando didn't come today, he was supposed to. Does it mean I can come in tomorrow? I get a new ticket? And the guy deleted the comment off the page. So then I guess someone made a comment asking a question, and my friend answered the question and said something like about how that's how these go. They're all the same. Oh, they asked if the format ever changed. Guy deleted that comment. He goes, I'm done. This guy's a jerk. You were right.
That's when you get this. A funnier part of the story is when we went, because we actually did go to the show the year that Billy D. and he showed up without
Yeah.
any problem. He was there.
But I heard
And-
rumors that he was very particular about what he signs.
So well, okay, that might be true. I don't know.
And I bought a bottle of Colt 45.
For those of you who do not know, Billy D. Williams did a commercial for Colt 45, and in the commercial he holds up the bottle.
He's like, Colt 45.
45.
Gets him every time.
And you wanted to have him sign a bottle of Colt 45, and I wish you would have asked him, because even if he would have said no, we would have had a story to tell.
But I didn't want to spend 60. I didn't want to risk the $60 and take my money. I'm like, I'm not signing this. I'm taking the money, kid. I'm Billy D. Williams.
You know what? I could see Billy D. Williams pulling it
Uh-huh.
off, though. And what do you do? Because he's Billy D.
You're like,
Williams.
I'm Lando. What are you going to do?
Yeah, he would have Lando'd you. Oh, man. I think it might have been worth the money to have the story, though. Because then for the rest of your life, you could tell everybody you asked Billy D. Williams to sign a bottle of Colt 45.
I could be like, Lando owes me $60.
I would have sent him a bill. That's great. What are other shows in Pittsburgh? We need to go to maybe something else. We need to find like a non-comic book, like, cause that's Steel City Con is basically it's pretty much comic books.
No, it's more
comic books and toys, but
it's more of a toy show than anything.
All right, well, even so, like, but there's got to be something. There's what are the shows where people just dress up like their favorite video game characters and stuff like that? Like, what are those ones?
Oh, there's anime conventions. There's pop culture conventions. There's conventions for everything. You realize there's a convention every weekend somewhere in the United States of America.
In Pittsburgh, though, like, where are the Pittsburgh conventions?
There aren't. There's still CityCon. There's Wizard World, what they pulled out, and there's some other one that pulled out too.
I got a buddy he used to go to one where it was like pretty much all dress up.
There's one out. There's one that happens out in Altoona. That one's actually not that bad.
I was just out in Altoona. I don't know that one now.
But
there's one that's downtown at one of the hotels.
Oh,
downtown.
you're thinking of the anime convention.
No, it's not anime. It's something. It's one of those words I've never heard of before.
Oh, the FurryCon?
No, because I know what furries are. Furries. I've never actually face to face seen a furry. I've never been
I have.
lucky enough to be like I know I've never I always hear about it like after it happened. It's always like, oh, last week was the furry convention. I'm like, I want to be there next time, and I don't know what it's the sick morbid part of my mind that just wants to go hang out with the furries. Like, it's not something, it's not a I don't want to do it because I'm like intrigued by it or I think it's a really cool thing. I'm not dressing up for it. I just want to be there. It's a people watching thing. I love people watching, and furries are basically people. They're anthropomorphic something or others, and I want to be there and I want to look at all the furries. I want to go see the furries at the furry convention. I would pay to. How much do you think the furry convention cost?
Let's see.
How much do normal conventions cost? Like
They
$30
range.
or something?
They range. They can be anywhere from $30 to a couple $100.
I'm not paying a couple $100 to look at some whack job in a Bugs Bunny costume. I want to go.
Oh, if he was in a dress, you would.
Not for a couple $100, I wouldn't. But I would go for like $30. I'd go to the furry convention for $30. I'm willing to bet you could just walk around outside and watch everybody coming in, and I would have just as much fun. But it's probably just a bunch of fat dudes in some stretched out pound puppy shirt or something. But yeah, I want to go. Will you go to the furry convention if I go? Will you go, Joel? Joel, we're going to the furry convention. When is it?
Anthrocon. Anthrocon is June 29th to July 2nd. That's next weekend.
That's next weekend. I'm finally ahead of it, Joel. The 29th, that's a Saturday? What time does it start? By the time this show airs, this will already be over.
A long time ago.
Oh, this is great. I'm going till July 2nd. That's a Sunday. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're going. How much are tickets?
Let's see.
I want to go see some wackos and tails. Anthrocon. Oh, it's going to be so much fun! Dude, I'm excited. We're doing this. We're so doing this. Where is it? Where's it being held?
It's probably downtown. It's always downtown.
Yeah, I think it's at the Hilton or something. Not the Hilton. What's that other hotel that's down on Station Square?
Sheraton.
Sheraton.
I don't.
The Marriott. Is the Marriott down there?
No, Sheraton's the one next door. I work down there. So.
Sheraton is the one that's like immediately downtown. All right. Either way, we're gonna look into this and we're going because that's on my to-do list. Bring your bunny ears. Dig out the Easter stuff. Put on your bunny ears, and we are going. Be Mr. Mustopheles. Isn't that the cats? Mr. Mustopheles. I'm going to be the cats, and you're going to be a bunny, and we're going to the Wacko Con. Unless any of our listeners happen to dress up like animals and enjoy that particular. Is it a sexual thing? Is that what it is?
There's a sexual focus on some of it, but there's two types of furries. There's the furries that dress up and do the sexual things, and there's the furries who just dress up to have fun.
I think everything I do has a sexual element in it. That's just the way I operate. I can't help it. I exuberate it. Exuberate? Is that the right word? Not certain. But either way, we're going to FurryCon.
What?
How much are they?
$60.
Six for the whole weekend or just for a day? We've already spent-
One day is $30.
One day is I'll pay $30. We'll go for one day.
I don't know. It was 20, but 30, that's a lot.
Joel, we're going.
I don't want to go there.
You're going.
I don't want to go.
All right, fine. Stay home. I'll send you pictures. I'm going to invite your wife to go, and I bet she goes. You know she will. I'll make her take you. She'll make you go.
We don't do that anymore. What I mean is, we don't make each other go to stuff anymore. We used to drag each other to different stuff. You're going because I'm going. Now it's like, you want to go? No. Okay, see ya.
I'm excited to go to FurryCon, though. That's gonna be a
Afro
good time.
time.
All right, we've spent too much time talking about people in wacky costumes.
Well, folks, this
Is
might
it that
be.
time already?
Yeah, it's that time already.
Oh, but we were just getting started.
Well, we had to do another episode.
Come on, 5 more minutes, Mom, please.
Fine.
No, actually, I don't have anything else
If
to
you could
talk
drop
about.
Jessica's animal, what animal would you be?
Oh, you know what? That's a tough one. Kangaroo.
I would be.
That was a really tough one, and then I decided
I would be a honey badger.
I really did not have
Or a
any-
polar bear.
Honey badger? Or a polar bear. A kangaroo seems like that's the animal you want to be. Like, I think kangaroos have a certain toughness about them. Like a kangaroo is a man's animal. Like, dog is man's best friend, but I don't think so. I think a kangaroo is what, because they're cool, they're interesting enough. They're not too commonplace. They're sort of like the rakishly, they're rogue character of the animal world, in my opinion. Like, platypuses are weird, but they're not like, there's not an attraction about them. Like, there's no appeal. It's charisma and charm. Kangaroos have charisma and charm, and that's what I want, is to be a kangaroo. Not to be a kangaroo. I've just become one of the wackos. I slipped into that. You tricked me. But no, if I had to dress up like one of them, I'm thinking kangaroo is the way I would go.
I'd be told honey badger.
Why a honey badger?
Because the honey badger, even if he's going to lose a battle, he does it anyway. He's like, let's say I'm going to lose. Let's see if I can prove him wrong.
See, I'm not a fighter. I'm not trying to be tough
I'm
on
stubborn.
anything.
I'm stubborn. Like a honey badger.
No. Yeah, you are stubborn. You know what? That's your spirit animal.
Either that or polar bear.
Polar bear?
Mm-hmm.
Is this because deep down you actually want to be white?
No, because deep down inside, I just want to eat food and sit
Yep.
down and do nothing.
Polar bears hibernate?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. So, all right, honey badger, kangaroo, or polar bear, your call. But we're going to FurryCon.
You're going to very good.
Oh, we are going to FurryCon.
Don't want to go.
You and I have not really reached the point in our relationship where we don't drag each other to things. You're going to FurryCon.
Check my schedule. What am I doing this weekend?
Oh, you're just going to make something up so you don't have to go. I'm on to you.
I will wait till Jeremy check my calendar.
You're doing nothing.